right, hello. Welcome to another episode of Herbal Highlights with Angela Bewick.
And this guy, Malcolm Saunders.
Yeah, right on. We are going to be talking about blood sugar, cardiovascular health. You threw out the term, I think it was a great name, sweetheart. And
Sweetheart.
yeah, and I was like, what, you're going to say about me? No.
Of course I'm talking about you, Malcolm.
I'm not your sweetheart. But
Someone's sweetheart.
Someone's sweetheart, that's right, yeah.
We're all sweethearts.
Yeah.
Yes, 'tis the season. We're coming into February, and this is the time.
We're coming off of December.
December.
Before that was, Halloween, and honestly, it's a reality of most people, right?
It is.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really popular topic in health right now is the topic of blood sugar management and insulin resistance and insulin sensitivity and what does it all mean and how can we use herbs to sort of bring things into alignment.
For sure, yeah. I mean, because what I observe kind of on the pendulum swing is like you can be just totally out of control with sugar. And,
yeah.
I would put myself in that category when I was a young
Oh,
child.
I was going to say, not now.
Yeah, but I mean, it just as a symptom of our culture, when you don't have that awareness, you're just like what? Like, we're naturally drawn to it biologically.
And for good reason,
yeah.
Because it is our body's primary source of energy.
Yes.
Because it's simple. It's simple for our body to metabolize, to absorb, and to use. So it is good. We'd like to have good, healthy sugar.
Yeah.
But the sugar we have now is very different.
Totally. It's not only the quality of it, right? The types, things like high fructose corn syrup, the extremely refined processed versions, but just, I think, the sheer quantity of sugar. So what can oftentimes happen is then some people go on this kind of kick, like all the way to the other side. And I don't want to say neither is right nor wrong. Like there's a time and a place, and everybody's following their own, intuition and health advice that they come across the best that they can. But I do sometimes see this kind of swing to
Absolutely no sugar whatsoever, which can be helpful, especially if you're dealing with a condition that is exacerbated by excess glucose, like a heart cardiovascular situation, because blood in the sugar is corrosive.
Sugar in the blood.
Blood in the sugar is real bad, but sugar in the blood.
That might not be too bad, actually. Yeah.
Depends on your style.
Add some minerals and some protein to that.
That's true, actually. A little bit of protein, a little bit of fat.
Yeah.
But sugar in the blood, excess sugar in the blood, is corrosive to the arteries and the capillaries and the cardiovascular system in general. And so we want to make sure that the sugar that's going into our blood is then being absorbed by our cells and used properly so that we avoid any sort of damage to the cardiovascular system. Anytime there's damage, there's inflammation, there's more corrosive materials in the blood, it's no bueno. We don't want that.
No, for sure. So the whole goal is how to manage blood sugars, and sometimes that's very challenging if you're in the middle of that kind of pendulum swing. So there are herbs that are helpful.
There are absolutely herbs, and we're coming up with a tea. 2025 is our year of formulating teas. So a little bit about formulation, which we're all we like function. We really like taste. We like good flavor in our teas and our tinctures when we're formulating things.
Yeah.
So for this one, we're thinking about how to work with blood sugar, how to support the heart energetically, but also physically. And so we're thinking about herbs like cinnamon, which is a lovely herb for helping to balance, especially the true cinnamon, the cinnamon xylanicum, is it?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. This guy here, we have it's also called verum, true cinnamon. We have cinnamon chips, which we love to use in teas, but we also have powder, which is great in baking and culinary, and we also have sticks, which would be great.
If you ever gone through a phase of
chewing on a cinnamon stick?
Yeah.
I'm going to now. I did actually, usually after they steep, because I don't want to waste it. It still tastes so delicious.
No, totally. There's still more in there.
Yeah.
You kind of
and then you get the flavors of all the other herbs that are in the tea.
Yeah.
So delicious. And also just stirring it into drinks.
Oh, man.
Very nice.
Yeah. I would love to one day visit a place where cinnamon grows, and because it's the bark, right?
Yeah.
They peel it off, and it looks so
if you
cool.
ever get a chance to see a cinnamon tree, because I had no idea either, because I was mostly familiar with the powder before, so I was like, where does this come from? But then, I started learning about the different types of cinnamon and how they, the ones that roll into each other versus the ones that are spiral. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, cinnamon for sure.
Yeah.
Excellent. Holy basil is another one because high cortisol levels are associated with higher blood sugar because the body is pumping out cortisol. It's like we're in a stress response. We need to hold on to that sugar so that we are able to fight or flight or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Cortisol balancing can be helpful for blood sugar. So this
Right.
is where I think of holy basil because it's such a lovely herb for
Yeah.
balancing cortisol, but it's also very mineral rich. It's got adaptogenic properties. A lot of the herbs that are good for blood sugar do have adaptogenic properties. They help the body manage stress.
Yeah, and actually, interesting thing about both those herbs, plus another one I know you're going to mention, is they do have a slight sweetness in their flavor. You know, like I know a lot of people who are trying to reduce sugars in their diet who just like, but I just want that taste. You know, like just the subtleness, the sweetness of the holy basil, the sweetness of cinnamon, you know, can be very helpful.
It can be,
as well.
absolutely. So that's a good one.
Yeah.
And then goji is
Yeah, that was the next one I was
friend.
thinking of.
Goji berries. These actually do have a little bit of a sugar content to them because they're
Yeah.
berries. But they've also, when we pair sugar, as Malcolm was saying, with protein or with minerals or with fat, it slows the release of the insulin a little bit. So it helps our body manage that blood sugar a little bit better. But these, again, also are going to give you a really nice flavor, that just satisfying that sweet flavor. You don't need much. They're also really supportive of the liver, which is where a lot of sugar processing can happen in our blood.
Yeah, and you know, and as you mentioned, like yes, they do have some sugar, some sweetness to them, but very low glycemic. You know, it's not like it's a white grape or
Yep.
you know, a peach or something like that.
Yeah.
Generally, the berries are lower glycemic, and I would put gojis down there.
And when
in
using
that.
them in a tea, you're going to get that
Totally.
flavor more than
Yeah.
the sugar part. But I actually learned this little tip from my herb teacher. I put a couple goji berries at the bottom of my teapot or teacup, and keep pouring the tea over it. And then
Yeah.
when it's done, I eat the little 3 berries at the bottom. So it just
Right.
like keeps giving, and then you get the fiber with it as well.
And not a lot of people know, but traditionally, goji berries were primarily consumed as tea. You know, versus a dried fruit snack kind of thing.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
so delicious.
Yeah.
And then the last one, which is a herb that we've just been able to bring in, is olive leaf. And this is traditionally cardiovascular. You may know about olive leaf extracts as an immune support, but it is an excellent like glycemic modulator. There you go. I just
There
used
we are.
Malcolm's term.
Yeah, and so you can't use half of it, right? You need to use olive leaf.
Use It's not a herbal highlights without a few puns.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So olive leaf's going to be a nice one in there too. Lots of minerals, lots of really wonderful benefits with that one as well. So stay tuned
Yeah.
for our sweetheart formula. But in the meantime, you're welcome to come pick up some herbs and just like play with different formulations, because thinking about what herb you want to feature, what one you want to have to sort of be the star of your formula, and then throw other ones in. Like rose petals are wonderful for this. Rose hips.
Yeah.
What other ones were we thinking about?
You had mentioned hawthorn, but
Hawthorn
do you
is
like
so
that?
good for
Yeah,
the heart.
heart.
It's not necessarily blood sugary, but it is just like such a nice energetic herb for the heart.
Yeah.
So that's another one
Yeah.
that I would put in there.
Cool. Okay, well, that's great. Well, hey, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, there are 2 events you should check out. There's even more than that. But Friday night, how to be your own herbalist. If you love herbs, if you love this idea, and you're like, it's not in my, path to go to school and study, I can lay out a 5-fold path to help you get there in your own time without thousands of dollars and, time away from your own life and family and that kind of thing. Set you on
Sometimes
the path.
people will come to it though and want to pursue herbalism more, because it is a good class.
Just inspiring.
Yeah.
So wherever you are on the herbal path, this will help take you further, deeper, give you that confidence and that perspective shift that yes, you can be your own herbalist and should be. And then we also got Herb Club this weekend
Herb
too.
Club, first Saturday of the month
Yeah.
from now until May 2025, and we're gonna play with some tinctures, and in the interest of the heart, so we're gonna work on again that energetic and physical heart. How can we support our heart health in these times?
Okay, right on. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.